Let me ask you something. Have you ever noticed that the people who talk the most about what they're going to do often accomplish the least? You see, we live in a world where everyone wants validation, likes, attention. And the easiest way to get it? Tell people your plans. Tell them your goals. Tell them your ambitions. Because when you do, they'll clap. They'll praise you. They'll say, "Wow, that's amazing." But here's the problem. That praise, it tricks your brain. It makes you feel like you've already achieved something, when in reality, you've done nothing. You've just given away your energy, your momentum, your hunger. And what happens next? The motivation dies and the action never comes. Success is not built on words. It's built on silence. It's built on late nights and early mornings. It's built on work that nobody sees and nobody applauds until the results speak for themselves. So the next time you feel the urge to announce your plans, don't. Hold it in. Let the pressure build. Let the world wonder what you're up to. Because when you finally arrive, when you finally achieve what you set out to do, it won't be because you talked about it. It will be because you did it. Never tell people what you do. Show them. The first reason you should keep your plans to yourself: energy. Your energy is a limited resource. Every time you speak about your ambitions, you're releasing some of that energy into the world. And if you release too much, there's nothing left to fuel your actions. Think about it. How many times have you told someone you were going to start something new and then never actually followed through? Why does this happen? Because talking gives you a false sense of accomplishment. It satisfies that little part of your brain that craves progress without actually making any. The most successful people in the world don't waste energy on talk. They channel it into action. They work behind the scenes, refining their craft, sharpening their skills, and pushing forward. They let the results do the talking. So the next time you feel the urge to tell someone your grand plan, stop. Save that energy. Use it where it matters, in the work. The second reason, people won't understand. They won't see your vision the way you do. And if you let them in too early, they'll project their own doubts, fears, and insecurities onto you. You tell them you want to start a business, they'll tell you it's risky. You tell them you want to change careers, they'll say, "Are you sure? That sounds hard." Not because they want to hurt you, but because most people only see the world through their own limitations. They can't imagine doing what you're setting out to do, so they assume you can't either. And if you're not careful, you'll start believing them. Their doubts will plant seeds in your mind, and slowly those seeds will grow into hesitation, fear, and second guessing. That's why the greatest visionaries, the greatest creators, they work in silence. They build in secret. They guard their dreams like a priceless treasure because they know that outside opinions have the power to kill them before they even begin. The third reason? Momentum. Success is built on small, consistent actions, tiny victories that stack up over time. But the moment you start talking about what you're going to do, you disrupt that momentum. It's like opening the oven before the cake is done baking. It lets all the heat escape, and instead of a masterpiece, you're left with something half-baked. Momentum is precious. It's the force that keeps you moving forward even when things get tough. And every time you announce your plans, every time you seek validation before the work is done, you're letting that momentum slip away. Instead of talking, execute. Instead of seeking validation, build. Because when the results finally speak for themselves, they'll be undeniable. And the best part, you won't need to explain a thing. So what do you do instead? You keep your head down. You work in silence. You let the world wonder. And when the time comes, when you've put in the effort, when you've created something real, when you've turned your vision into reality, then you let them see. Not because you told them, not because you explained it, but because you showed them. And that is the difference between dreamers and doers. Never tell people what you do. Just do it. Because in the end, it's not the words that matter. It's the results. When they fall, they ask, "What can I learn from this? How can I improve? What adjustments must I make?" They do not complain. They do not wallow in self-pity. They extract a lesson, refine their approach, and move forward with even greater determination. Failure is never final. It is never fatal. It is only a temporary state, a moment in time that presents you with a choice. Stay down, or rise. The world will always divide itself into two types of people: those who surrender at the first sign of difficulty, and those who rise time and time again, refusing to let any defeat be their last. Thomas Edison, the man who gave the world the electric light bulb, failed thousands of times before discovering the right formula. He did not see those failures as wasted efforts. He saw them as essential steps in his journey. When asked about his failures, he famously said, "I have not failed, I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." That is the mindset of success. Henry Ford, one of the greatest industrialists in history, faced multiple business failures before establishing the Ford Motor Company. He was broke, humiliated, and laughed at by his peers. But he did not stop. He pressed on, refining his approach, learning from his mistakes until he revolutionized an entire industry. His failure was not the end, it was the foundation upon which he built his empire. If you have been knocked down, know this: you have two options. You can accept defeat, or you can stand up and press forward. The difference between those who achieve and those who do not is not found in talent or intelligence, but in their decision to persist when others would quit. Success is not about never falling. It is about standing up time and time again, refusing to accept anything less than the life you were meant to live. The road to success is paved with difficulties. You will encounter critics who doubt you. You will face circumstances that seem unfair. You will wrestle with self-doubt, and there will be moments when you question whether you are strong enough to continue. But within you lies a power greater than any obstacle. You were born with the ability to rise. The question is not whether life will test you. It will. The question is whether you will answer that test with strength, courage, and an unshakable resolve. Each time you fail, remind yourself, this is not the end. This is merely a chapter. The story is not over. And when you rise from failure, when you face your challenges with an indomitable will, you are forging the very strength that will one day carry you to the heights of success. Success belongs not to the ones who never fall, but to those who refuse to stay down. Rise and claim the life that is waiting for you. 2, the unshakable foundation. The greatest tragedy in life is not the lack of talent, nor is it the absence of opportunity. It is self-doubt, the silent thief that robs men and women of their potential before they even begin their journey. More dreams have been buried under the weight of disbelief than have ever been destroyed by failure. The saddest truth of all, most people never fail because they tried and fell short. They fail because they never tried at all. If you do not believe in yourself, why should anyone else? The world mirrors your conviction. It responds not to your desires, but to your certainty. The most successful people in history shared one common trait, an unshakable belief in their own abilities. They saw themselves as victors long before they achieved victory. Their faith in their vision was absolute, their confidence in their path unbreakable. It was not luck that lifted them to greatness, nor was it privilege. It was the refusal to let self-doubt dictate their fate. Consider Thomas Edison, who was told he lacked intelligence as a child. Had he believed that lie, the world might still be in darkness. Instead, he believed in his mind, his capacity for discovery, and he transformed human civilization. Henry Ford was mocked for pursuing the automobile. He had no formal education, no wealth to rely on, only a vision and the belief that he could bring it to life. And he did. Time and time again, the greatest figures in history have proven that self-belief is the foundation upon which all success is built. But belief is not a gift. It is a skill. It must be cultivated, strengthened, and trained like a muscle. You must make a conscious effort to reprogram your mind, to replace every doubt with certainty. How? Through repetition, through conditioning, through deliberately feeding your mind with thoughts of success until they become your default state. You must visualize yourself as the person you aspire to be. See it in your mind's eye with such clarity that it feels real. Expect greatness from yourself, not as a possibility, but as an inevitability. The moment you truly believe in your success, the universe will conspire to make it happen, not because of magic, but because your belief will drive your actions, sharpen your focus, and give you the resilience to keep moving forward when others would quit. Self-doubt is a disease, and it spreads if left unchecked. If you allow negative thoughts to take root, they will multiply, weakening your resolve and paralyzing you with fear. But just as doubt can be fed, so can belief. Choose what you feed your mind. Surround yourself with knowledge, with inspiration, with people who reinforce your confidence instead of tearing it down. If you expose yourself to negativity, to skepticism, to the voices of those who have never dared to reach beyond their comfort zones, your own belief will suffer. Guard your mind like a fortress, allowing only the influences that strengthen your vision. Remember this: no one who has ever achieved greatness started with a guarantee of success. They started with belief. Every empire, every innovation, every triumph in history was first built in the mind before it was realized in the world. If you wish to be successful, you must do the same. See it first, believe it completely, then act on it with unrelenting determination. You have within you every tool you need to succeed. You do not lack ability. You do not lack opportunity. What you may lack is the unwavering faith in yourself that separates the extraordinary from the ordinary. But that faith can be built. You must cultivate it, feed it, strengthen it every single day. There is no obstacle too great, no challenge too daunting if you truly believe in yourself, because belief fuels persistence. And persistence is the force that bends reality to your will. It is the secret weapon of every great achiever. So ask yourself, do you believe, not just in your dreams, but in your ability to make them real? If there is doubt in your mind, root it out. Replace it with certainty. Train yourself to expect success, and success will follow, because the moment you truly believe, nothing becomes impossible. 3, the power of decision. Every great achievement begins with a decision to change, a decision to rise, a decision to never settle for mediocrity. Look around. Every success story you've ever heard, every empire that was ever built, every innovation that changed the world, it all started with one defining moment where an individual decided enough is enough. Most people drift through life carried by circumstances, waiting for a sign, waiting for permission. They postpone their dreams, hoping for the right time, as if opportunity will one day knock on their door, fully formed, ready to be seized. But those who achieve greatness understand something fundamental. Decisions shape destiny, not luck, not chance, not fate. The moment you make a firm, unwavering decision to take control of your life, you set forces in motion that begin shaping your reality. Consider the man who once stood penniless but held within him an unshakable vision. He did not wait for favorable conditions. He did not ask whether the world approved of his ambition. He simply decided that nothing, no obstacle, no hardship, no doubt would deter him from his purpose. He did not merely wish for success, he demanded it of himself. And because he made that demand, life eventually yielded to his will. The truth is, the world does not care about your excuses. It does not listen to the stories you tell yourself about why you have not started, why you have hesitated, why you have allowed time to slip through your fingers. The only thing that matters is whether you will decide right now that you will no longer wait. Burn the bridges that lead back to mediocrity. Eliminate the words someday and maybe from your vocabulary. If you desire success, if you wish to claim the life you know you are meant to live, then you must make a decision with such finality that there is no retreat, no surrender, only forward momentum. History is filled with examples of those who made such decisions. The inventors, the empire builders, the leaders who reshaped civilization, all had one thing in common. They made a decision and they backed it with relentless action. It is not enough to merely think about success. It is not enough to daydream and hope. Thoughts are powerful, yes, but they must be coupled with unwavering action. The person who merely wishes will always be at the mercy of those who decide. Decide today that you will no longer play small. Decide today that you will no longer accept the limits imposed upon you, whether by others or by your own fears. The only limits that exist are those that you refuse to break through. What have you been postponing? What dreams have you been shelving, waiting for the right time? The right time is a myth, an illusion that keeps the masses in perpetual hesitation. The successful understand that the only time is now. Burn this into your mind. The world will yield to you when you demand it to, not with arrogance, but with absolute certainty that you are willing to do what it takes. Those who wait for permission never rise. Those who ask for guarantees never lead. The person who succeeds is the one who refuses to retreat, the one who, in the face of failure, does not turn back, but rather adjusts, learns, and presses forward. Every setback is merely a test of commitment. Every obstacle is an invitation to prove how much you desire your goal. Most people will never make such a decision. They will flirt with the idea of success. They will toy with ambition, but they will never commit at the level required to truly change their lives. They will remain comfortable in their hesitation, forever wondering what might have been if only they had dared. Today is the day you declare your independence from hesitation, from doubt, from excuses. Make a decision, a real decision to rise, to get serious, to get smart, to take control of your life with absolute determination. No more waiting, no more excuses. The time is now. Decide and commit with everything you have. 4, clarity and purpose. If you were to set out on a journey without a destination in mind, where would you end up? Nowhere. Yet, this is how most people live. They wake up, go about their routines, and react to life as it happens. No clear goals, no precise vision, and then they wonder why they remain stuck. Successful people do not drift aimlessly. They design their future with intention. Every great achiever in history has had a definite major purpose. They did not succeed by chance. They succeeded by choice, by design, by unwavering commitment to a well-defined goal. The world does not reward the uncertain, nor does it celebrate the aimless. It favors those who know precisely what they want and refuse to settle for less. Think of a sculptor shaping a masterpiece. He does not strike the marble at random, hoping that a fine statue will emerge. He chisels with precision, knowing exactly what he wants to create. The same principle applies to life. If you wish to mold your destiny, you must be deliberate in your actions. Clarity is power, and a clear vision is the foundation of all achievement. To achieve success, you must define what success looks like for you. Is it financial freedom? Is it personal excellence? Is it mastery in your craft? Do not settle for vague wishes. Get specific. The clearer your vision, the stronger your drive. A man without a purpose is like a ship without a rudder, tossed aimlessly by the waves of circumstance. But a man with a clear goal bends circumstance to his will. Today, you must take control of your life by getting clear on what you truly want. Not what society tells you, not what your family expects, what you desire. Most people drift through life, allowing external forces to dictate their outcomes. They work jobs they despise, maintain relationships that drain them, and spend years chasing goals that were never truly theirs. They climb ladders only to realize they were leaning against the wrong walls. If you fail to define your own vision, the world will impose one upon you, and it will rarely be in your favor. To start, take a sheet of paper and write down exactly what you want in life. Do not filter your thoughts. Do not limit yourself. Imagine there were no obstacles. Money, time, and resources were no issue. What would you pursue? Where would you go? Who would you become? The act of writing down your goals is not a trivial exercise. It is the first step in turning the intangible into reality. A goal unwritten is merely a wish, but a goal committed to paper, reviewed daily and pursued relentlessly, becomes a powerful force of attraction. Once you have clarity, the next step is to align every action to that vision. Make every decision with your goal in mind. If an opportunity arises, ask yourself, does this bring me closer to my vision, or does it distract me? Many people hesitate to commit to a definite goal because they fear failure. They fear making the wrong choice. But indecision is the greatest failure of all. If you choose wrongly, you can correct your course. But if you never choose, you will remain stagnant, watching life pass you by. Burn into your mind this truth. The universe rewards those who know exactly what they want. When your vision is clear, life begins to conspire in your favor. Doors open. People appear. Opportunities present themselves, but it all begins with clarity. Success is not a matter of luck. It is a matter of choice. And that choice begins with a vision so clear and powerful that it pulls you forward even in the face of